wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Suck Spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Hello and good morning. Welcome to the KVJ show. Making it halfway through the week to the weekend. It's Wednesday. Means lots of good stuff coming up here today. World Record Wednesday is on deck.
Where's the good stuff?
That's great stuff. What are you talking about? I always love to see that challenge. How's the bird going to perform today?
He chases greatness, just unfortunately, greatness is fast.
It is. You're
Greatness
right.
is fast.
Greatness is fast.
It's usually nowhere near the room.
Greatness appears to be 10 years younger than you.
I will say, though, it is... No, to disagree with you, the guy that gets all these world records, I think that cat's in his 50s.
Yeah.
There's one dude that he racks up all of these records. He even might be approaching his 60s.
Wow.
He's legit a world record fiend.
He's made it his quest during quarantine to try to break as many world records as possible. He has over 100, I believe, now.
Wow.
Was he the same guy that was doing that for a while? There was one goofy
He might have
guy.
been, yeah. I think it's gone back a little bit, but he's kind of doubled down, and with a lot of extra free time on his hands, he's like, okay, this has become my thing.
He's the goofy guy. He made the one world record, the longest a human has pushed an orange with their nose, and he holds the record for that.
It's impressive.
I don't know if anyone else has ever tried it.
It sounds real exciting.
A lot of his records are pretty.
I feel like the bar has definitely been lowered.
Well, if you just sit in a room and think about weird, crazy things to set on your own, and legit try to do it and get Guinness, like your boy Jerry Soma did. He got Guinness involved.
He did, and he holds the record for the world's largest cannoli ever made. That was expensive.
I mean, he walks into every room knowing he had the biggest cannoli.
Sounds impressive.
It really does.
You say that to most
I'm
women.
Italian, and I
will-
have a massive cannoli.
Yeah.
Hey, girls.
A lot of women would like to hear that. Yeah, so it's just fun. So we got that coming up today. 7:30, we'll give you the KVJ secret song of the day. It is worth a trip to the Reach a Hilton Curio Collection Hotel in Key West. Beautiful right there, right next. It's a sister property of the Casa Marina. You get all their amenities. You can go over there and jump in their pool and do all that kind of stuff. 3 days, 2 nights. You got to hear that song, though, and the only time we give it to you is at 7:30, so make sure you're here to win.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in just a second, why is Australia mad at Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban? What did they do to piss off the whole country?
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, Madonna is claiming that Russia fined her $1 million for something that she did. Was this back in the day in a live performance?
Yeah, a few years back, she had some like MDMD tour she was doing back in the day.
MDNA.
Yeah, that's the one. And
Madonna.
she's saying that Russia fined her $1 million for saying this on stage, but people are saying Madonna is lying about the whole getting fined thing. No one tried to fine her.
I am here to say that the gay community and gay people here and all around the world have the same rights. The same rights to be treated with dignity, with respect, with tolerance, with compassion, with love. Yes? Are you with me?
Okay.
In 1985, Madonna did not say the word love like love. She said it love. She didn't talk like that.
And this is when this was happening in the mid-'80s, this statement?
No, she said that whenever that MDM
That was much more recent.
Yeah.
in the 2000s, she said that statement right there. But what I'm saying is, when back in the 80s, she didn't sound like that. She talked so weird.
I
there.
got you. Yeah, okay. So that's more recent, Madonna's... shift. Ever since she moved to England, I think she adopted some of that.
Yeah, she married a British guy. I
Yeah.
would do the same thing, y'all. We make fun of Madonna, but when I start hanging around like British people,
Yeah.
I start to talk a little like them.
Like Peppa Pig.
I do.
Yeah.
Muddy puddles.
Yeah.
You really believe if you moved over across the pond, you would be?
Yes, I start doing it like you have a narrative in your head. When I'm around British people, the narrative in my head starts to talk in British.
I do it with country people. I remember when I was
Yeah.
Hey,
upstate.
y'all, how y'all doing?
I came back home talking like this. I can't believe it.
It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
It happens.
Uh-huh. That's how you get it.
But they're saying that Madonna is lying to get attention about the fine from Russia, that never happened, that she's just putting this out there. And
Madonna would do something just for attention.
publicity and drama.
They can't find any proof of her getting fined.
I noticed her topless crutch photo didn't really get her a lot of attention last week.
It didn't.
No,
I
It
didn't
was
even.
disturbing.
It just came and went. It wasn't, like, oh my goodness. All
right,
I
I'm
think
looking
we're
it
like,
up.
you're
She's
like,
got a crutch and she's topless and it looks weird.
by 1993, we'd seen everything on Madonna. Like, there's nothing left as a secret.
So I just have to Google crutch Madonna, and it's gonna come right up.
It should.
All right. Whoa, what are we talking about?
Oh, it comes right up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And finally here, sorry, I was grabbing some water.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are currently number one on the list of people to hate for fun in Australia right now. So I guess there's a rule, and this is how Australia has been able to keep tabs on the coronavirus. Everybody who comes back to Australia from the U.S., I think you have to be an Australian citizen, first of all. Second of all, you're supposed to go to a hotel and quarantine for 2 weeks. Not even allowed to go back to your home and associate with anybody.
Oh, okay.
But Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, they arrived via private jet and then were granted special permission by the government to go home for 2 weeks. And Australians are like, come on. Why do these travel restrictions only affect ordinary people and not the rich and famous? They can go back to their fancy home and they can hang out with all of their people that work for them and not have to be in a hotel for 2 weeks. That's not fair.
Yes, because coronavirus doesn't affect the rich.
That's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
Look at you listening to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF. Lucky.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you thinking about today, Jay Bird?
We got a bird problem here at the station. I'm not talking about Jay Bird.
Uh-oh.
On our balcony over
Yeah.
here, we've got this bird family, and they're the meanest looking. I think they're crows. They just look mean and gross. And what they do is they constantly keep on bringing all this food up on the balcony, and the mama bird is feeding it to the baby bird, and she's baby birding it. But they were eating a bird yesterday, full on, just
Eating another bird.
another bird, and it didn't look natural. Me, Suits, and Denny's were watching it, and the bird. We stepped away for a little bit. We came back. All the bones were gone, and we were wondering: did the birds? Did they also eat the bones too, or did they kick them off the balcony?
Yeah.
But the building manager keeps on going up there and spraying because they found a sweet spot up there where they are trying to build a nest, and he doesn't want a nest up there.
Oh, yeah.
But they are mean. They are aggressive, and they keep flying into our window. They think.
They're trying to attack you and they see you through the window?
Well, they're either
They want your meat?
they either see themselves or I don't know what they're doing.
Can you imagine we open up the blinds and there's a bird out there getting eaten by a family of birds? That'd be terrifying.
That's not how I want to go, dog.
No.
I do
Oh
not
my
wanna-
gosh. Packed to death by a family of birds.
On the fifth story, afraid of heights, not fond of birds. That'd
Yeah.
be the worst way, man.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, but they're not going away. They like it up there. I was just wondering, can birds eat other bird bones?
Well, I know vultures are all about eating the meat, but I didn't know many birds outside of that did. I thought for the most part they ate other things other than meat.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why they're eating other birds. There's other stuff around here. Are they
And they're creepy and loud too.
They are.
Yeah.
They're very like vocal. They almost like scream.
Most animals are cute to me. I can look at animals and go, oh, that's a cute animal. These birds, I don't know. After I saw them
Not so cute.
Not so cute. They're almost like oily looking.
They look like they just got out of prison and they're looking to get back in.
They look like dump birds. They kind of remind me of birds that live at the dump.
Yeah, we're not far from the dump. That might be why.
Well, can they go back? Because they're frightening.
Surprisingly, the dump is kind of a fun. It's not kind of. It's really fun. The dump is a fun place.
Minus the birds.
Minus the birds and the smell.
Yeah, and the smell.
Oh, the mountains of
that's great.
Florida.
And all the trash too. That's
From the WRMF Freeman Injury.
And disease. I forgot to turn that thing off.
my
apparently.
cue to shut up. It's your turn.
That scared
I
me.
scared. I know you're talking about terrifying birds and bam! Like, what's going on here, man?
Well, those birds are like right behind you.
Crazy. Yeah. All right, Virginia, what's on your mind today?
Well, I wanted to share one of the little things that has given me joy during this time when most of us are at home and trying to figure out stuff to do. I've been doing a lot of home improvement stuff and specifically gardening stuff. So now I've got lemons, I've got kumquats. I gave my pineapple to Denny's. I had a pineapple. I've got mint. I've got rosemary, and I've got 2 different kind of peppers. I planted all these different stuff, and it's making me so happy because every day I go out and I check on it. It gives me like a little project, and then I get food from it. I mean, how cool is that?
That is pretty neat.
Am I the only one that thinks Virginia sounds like a vegetation bragger right now?
She definitely is.
Well, you and Denny's can go head to head with your vegetation.
Have we come to the point where we're having a garden off?
Yeah.
We're so old.
It's exciting.
I watched my girlfriend do it, and she started with seeds. So she had this big, huge, bed that she had all these different things and little seeds. But it took a while. If you go to Home Depot in the gardening section, you can kind of cheat, and you can buy the plant when it's already a little bit growing. You don't have to do it from the seeds. You can buy the plant when it's already got a little bit of like a flowering bud, and it's ready to go.
I kind of learned that when one of our projects in 3rd grade was you had to grow your own pumpkin, and I of course did it wrong, and I was waiting for it to magically grow, and then all of a sudden, right on Halloween, I had a pumpkin in the yard. My mom lied and said I grew it. I thought it
It's a nice looking pumpkin.
It magically grew overnight. I was so tickled pink. My mom lied to me a lot.
A lot of lies. A lot of lies.
By the way, your pineapple, that thing turned out amazing.
It was really cool. I've got a lot of pineapples. So that's the only one that's flowering and actually producing a pineapple.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to watch them grow. But I've got like 3 more that are just waiting in the wings that look like any year now they could start producing
What do you
pineapple.
do? You just chop off the top of that thing and put it in dirt?
Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
I kind of like how you're trying to make gardening exciting.
Well, to me, it's like the ultimate stay-at-home fun thing to do, when everybody's like trying to save money. So now not only do you get food out of your yard, basically for free, a very small investment, but it gives you a little project and it makes you have some pride and think, wow, this is cool. I did this with my hands. It's a good feeling.
A lot of meditation and spiritual books that I'll read, they always talk about how gardening is important. You feel spiritual. You're in the earth. You're getting your hands dirty. You're really at the apex of just Mother Nature, baby.
I hurt my finger the other day, and so I went out and I
You're
had
on the gardening IR?
I did. I hurt my finger gardening. But then I actually went to the gardening to heal myself, picked an aloe plant, rubbed it on my boo-boo, and it felt better.
Wow.
Is that a paradox?
It is.
Well, you're blowing my mind.
Thank you.
It's big stuff today.
Gardening? I mean,
Yeah.
who would have thought?
If
I
you
know.
want to call me later, we can talk more.
Yeah, you might be a better gardener than Denny's. I don't know. I looked at his. Did you see his little his little fruit he grew? His little watermelon.
Just based on the things he knows about hydroponics, he's got to be better than me.
He's better at growing pot.
He has specialty plants that excel under his tutelage.
I beat him at pineapple. He beats me at pot.
What I got on my mind, sports are starting to fire back up again. I'll take whatever I can get. After 4 months hiatus with basically nothing, there's no fans in the stands really, and it's kind of awkward, but I will take it. Even if it means the Marlins picking right up in midseason form. Man, oh man. If you went to bed last night, you're like, wow, this is exciting. Because they started off the game, the Marlins last night, playing an exhibition against the Braves, saying, it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Marlins could win the World Series this year with where they're starting. And I was just like, whoa, really? That's some interesting expert tutelage. And then all of a sudden, the Marlins up 8-0 on the Braves. And you're like, okay, maybe we got something here in Miami. Final score this morning, 10-9 Braves.
But in defense of the Marlins, it's preseason. They're just trying things out. This is very early. It means nothing.
But it did remind me, it's the Marlins, Kev. Don't get too fired up. It is an exhibition. I get it. It is still baseball, but that was exciting. But yeah, the Braves were trailing 8-0, and then in the 8th inning, they turned it around. So if you went to bed with a Marlins lead, it did change last night.
I have noticed a lot of the baseball games, they are putting those cutouts in the background. It looks cool. I like it.
Well, it's interesting what they're doing. There's a couple different things that are going on that they're trying to change things. Major League Baseball is launching an interactive feature where you can boo, cheer, and clap along to games from home, and then the scorekeepers at the ballparks will adjust the crowd noise accordingly. So it's a weird.
That's going to be on a delay, guys.
That's baseball.
There's no way to do that.
Odd.
You can't do that in real time.
That's baseball trying, and it's just not working.
Doesn't it seem like something weird from a quirky sci-fi kind of movie?
It seems like a swing and a miss.
It seems like
Wow. Who's talking baseball?
I will tell you the one thing that I thought was cool. I tweeted out yesterday on KVJ's Twitter, the Miami Heat. I'm excited about that. They are going to be back on the court today. They start off a 3-game exhibition, 8 o'clock tonight. You can watch them on Fox Sports Sun, taking on the Sacramento Kings. They're in that bubble in Orlando. If you've ever been up there with your kids, the wide world of sports, that's where they've got all the NBA teams kind of basically quarantined so they're not passing around coronavirus.
But you have to be 6 feet away from each of your opponents. You're not allowed to get that close to them when you're playing. I'm just kidding. Of course you have to get me.
Yeah, it seems a little difficult.
But what they did, and it looks really cool, I thought, is where you would have the stands and a crowd. They have these huge screens covering all the way, the baseline, the sidelines of the court. So when the players are on there, it's just nothing but they're surrounded by this kind of really cool
LED screens,
screen kind of setup.
It's a cool setup.
It'll be interesting to see how they use it. Now, if it's going to be nothing but commercials that they're going to be running during the game, come on, man, really? I got to be subject to commercials while I'm watching the game? But I think there's some cool graphics and things like that they could do that, hey, if I had to look at drunk fans in the stands or these screens with cool stuff on it, I think I'd probably actually choose the screens.
What if they put drunk fans on the screen? Now, that'd be cool.
That's what I thought they were doing.
I would so be into that. I'll volunteer.
That would be interesting to see what they do run with it. So I guess you'll be able to see that tonight, 8 o'clock. The Heat have got regular season play starting on August 1st before they go into the playoffs. The Panthers, they start an exhibition on the 29th, so they're still a week away, taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. And the soccer in South Florida, not great. The MLS team, Inter Miami CF, they still haven't won a game. They're 0-5. First time an expansion team has ever started winless.
Man, that's the worst. When you start a season off like that, I started off a couple of baseball seasons like that. You get depressed. The whole energy of the team, the bus rides.
Aww.
When you're eating lunch together, when you're losing that much, it sucks.
Well, they did this quarantine tournament in Orlando, and they lost every game. And then they just lost to the worst team. And so then they had to drive that long drive back, and then they don't know when they're going to play again because they don't have any other games set up. And then they find out that they're the only franchise in MLS history to ever go over.
That would be the worst. If you have a double header on a road trip and lose both games, and your coach was mad at you, and he was on the bus with you, that made for a very long, awkward drive.
Mm-hmm. Got a text that came in here and said, hey, Kev, can you tell people to call in and see how their morning is going, good or bad? It would just make my morning better because I just ran my damn car straight through the garage.
What happened? Fall asleep?
Who knows? Maybe
I
just
could
kind of
see
out
how
of
that
it.
could happen. Yeah, if you're in your car and you're like getting ready to go to work and you forget to raise the garage door, you could totally do that.
Yeah.
You're not thinking, you're holding your coffee, and maybe you just buckle the kid in.
I'd had that happen because you got your mind on stuff. There was one time, I had the car in the garage and I didn't realize somebody had pulled in behind me and it's dark out and I get in and I'm late and bam! And I'm like, that's so stunning when you're just like not expecting for something to be behind you and it is.
That happened to me. I hit my mother-in-law's car. She was sleeping over when Rocco was a newborn, and bam, right into her car.
Yeah.
That's the right mother-in-law to hit, though.
Yeah, she was cool about it.
I will tell you, there's something right away will make you feel better. Go to our Facebook and our Instagram. We posted up something. What is the money that you had to spend recently that you didn't want to?
Ugh, new tire.
It's the worst.
It's always the way. It's something like that. You'll have something that you want to spend your money on. And
New
always,
shoes.
yeah, like I want that tiki bar. And it's just always, as soon as I feel like I get there, it's like, okay, the money's almost there. Something stupid and ridiculous drops that are just like, that costs how much? Like it's termites or it's tires or it's just.
I have to get a new phone, and Denny's just telling me that I'm
Again?
I'm gonna have to pay some kind of like $250 extra fee because it sucks, man. Because
crushing.
the lens of my camera, it fell and cracked right on the lens. So now when I do a selfie shot,
yeah.
it looks like there's butter on the lens.
Which is good for the crow's feet.
Yeah, but you can't see anything but just there's better Bigfoot pictures.
So if you do have anything, if you want to go check that out, that'll definitely make you feel better. There's a lot of stuff that is on there. We're checking with some of them. Get your calls, get your texts on the way here at the KVJ Show.
Check out Kvj TV on YouTube or just log on to kvjshow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, it's kind of a great Misery Loves Company kind of page. If you go to our Facebook and our Instagram, you've got a post that is up there we put up last night. Like somebody just now drove their car through the garage door.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but it's those things. It's like, that money you got to spend that you just don't want to. You're just like, this is so unnecessary, and it's so frustrating. But if you're going through that, you can just go in there. There's just endless stories. I can't believe how many people posted stuff. Lisa had said, well, since quarantine, had to get a new oven, had to get a root canal, trip to the ER for a kidney stone, new tire for my car. Thank you, I-95. It's just one thing after another.
Yeah, dentist is not cheap.
Yeah, no, it's not. And I've noticed, I don't know what it is about, the quarantine, but, my wife got laid off. And isn't it always as soon as you are in the worst financial situation, everything comes up? It was like she got laid off the next day we found out we had termites.
Ugh.
And you're just like, okay, what is up with this timing?
They're eating my house?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. The one thing in the world that I have that's worth something, these bugs are eating it. Cool.
Guys, you don't have to do anything about it. You just don't have a house.
You don't have to kill them. I mean, just they're going to eat your whole wood frame of your house. It's all wood. So
Do you like a roof?
That's pretty much about it. And the prices on these things, it's unbelievable. I can't, it's stunning. And of course, you're in that situation where, there's different ways to get rid of termites, and they're like, nope, you got to do the tent.
the
The most expensive one, yeah.
Yeah, there's you got to do your research and learn all about interior bugs.
Probably the biggest financial hit I took was taking Chewy to the emergency, my dog.
Those,
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
What was your final tally?
The second time was, I believe, $1,400.
Whoa.
$1,400. And it was actually down than what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be $1,800.
They cut you a deal?
I don't know what happened.
That sucks when it's supposed to be $1,800, then it's $14. They're like, but we did you a big favor. You're still mad about the $14.
It was $1,400. I originally was told $1,800. I didn't ask too many questions, and I just kind of got out of there.
Looking at some of those expenditures that just seem ridiculous. Tires seems to be the one that people are mentioning, like $800 for tires for my truck. What the heck, man?
Yeah, my tires were $900 for 4 tires.
Even if you try to get a deal, it's still going to kick you right in the shorts, even with a discount. I know that's what they're going for, because I got to get new tires too. But even if you get kind of secondhand tires, it's going to cost you.
I'm not getting secondhand tires. I'm 47 years old.
No,
This is not going to be what happens. I drive kids around.
I'm just saying, tires are just expensive in general.
Yes, they are. They're ridiculous.
No, don't get secondhand tires.
Yeah. Got anything from...
That's where you splurge.
You do got to splurge on you're right.
Get secondhand purses and shoes and clothes.
Maybe I'm thinking, maybe like discounted tires.
When I was in my, 18, 19, 20, and I was driving a beater, I totally bought secondhand tires.
I thought it was
They were
a
like
thing.
$20 a piece, $30 a piece.
No, they're more expensive now.
I'm sure, but this is back, 30
You're
years.
old. Yeah, because you're old. Yeah.
Because I'm real old.
Yeah, somebody had mentioned, or I'd mentioned that, I was really want to get that tiki bar, and somebody's like bragging. They just posted up their new tiki bar.
Those tiki bars go up so quick too.
Yeah.
The Indian group that does the videos that I see online, it is amazing. They do like a time lapse, and bam, the thing seems like it goes up in like 13 minutes.
It's amazing what a tiki bar does for a backyard.
Oh, it instantly turns it into, all right, it's time to party.
And it's also terrible what a hurricane does to a tiki bar.
You're right.
So maybe this isn't the time of year to post one up.
Maybe put it up in December.
Yeah.
You're right about a tiki bar, though. It just screams, well, all right.
It's just you automatically change your whole backspace from just a regular yard to a party oasis.
And then if you couple that with a jacuzzi or a pool, forget about it.
Forget about it.
So if you're going through it like the person who texted us earlier, there's a lot of people that are going through those frustrating expenditures that you don't want to make, that you have to. Everybody's kind of venting on theirs right now on our Instagram and Facebook. Now, this is kind of interesting. Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington are going to be starring in an upcoming Netflix thriller together.
Weren't they in a movie together before?
They were, the Pelican Brief.
Yeah, that was
back in the
1993.
day. Yes, I do remember that because I think that was in New Orleans. I was way into that movie.
And now they're going to be doing this thriller called Leave the World Behind. It's got race, class, parenthood issues in it. No timetable when it's going to be coming out. But
It's going to be on Netflix.
Yep. Everything, a lot of stuff's going to Netflix these days.
Good.
Got that budget.
I love it.
Yeah. So ask the question, what is the best chemistry you've seen between two actors? And I think there's 2 categories for this. You got romantic and you got comedy.
Or you got drama. I mean, you got like a Pacino and a De Niro.
True. Yeah, that's true. That's
Although
true.
it took a while for them to finally do a scene together. I think it was the 90s when they actually did a legit scene together where they were in the same room.
Why did they wait so long?
I have no idea. It just worked out that way.
Yeah, I would say probably the less category is the drama, but there are definitely some
Oh, yeah.
that would work in that category.
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan
Yeah.
for rom-com.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at the romantic category first, and I'm just curious who you would put as the best. Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, without a doubt. They did a couple together because the chemistry was so great. You've got Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. They did the original Star Wars trilogy together.
They had great chemistry. Not as good as Han and Chewie, but they did have great chemistry.
You have got Richard Gere and Julia Roberts. They did a couple movies together because they knew how the chemistry was, but Pretty Woman was amazing.
Yes, it was.
And they did Runaway Bride together. Kate Winslet and Leo DiCaprio. That was one of the couples that's named.
Everyone always says they had great chemistry in Titanic. I didn't see it.
It's that old car scene. Below deck. Recent one, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, they looked like they were dating.
They had chemistry.
And then not
Yeah.
too long after that, he and his girl split up and everybody was talking, including me.
Well, they did that song together live, and they looked like as soon as that song was over, they were about to jump on top of that piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're either the best actors ever or they were hitting it.
They said that they were acting. They wanted to be, in the moment of the performance.
Would they tell you?
Oh, no.
You've got Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. Did several movies together, like 50 First Dates and The Wedding Singer.
I love The Wedding Singer.
And then Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson. They did How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
What's the one movie you always like too? Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Is it Patrick Dempsey and Reese Witherspoon?
Yes, that is Sweet Home Alabama.
That country dude and her, Reese Witherspoon. That's a good movie. They had some good chemistry.
They did.
Yeah, he's you see him in some stuff. But he's one of those actors that you kind of maybe know him and you see him every now and then, but you don't necessarily know who he is.
I only watched that rom-com because the Kevin Ralston sold it so hard. It's like, you got to watch that movie. It's great.
I loved it. To me, it's an all-time. It's one of those movies that if it comes on, I would sit down and watch it. Josh Lucas was his name.
Okay, yes.
Talking about the best chemistry between two actors. You got Denzel Washington and Julia Roberts going to be pairing up for a new Netflix movie that is going to be coming out soon. They've done The Pelican Brief back in 1993. They would be in the smaller category of best drama pairings. I think that typically you think about romantic comedies, and we ran down some of the best on that. If you had to say maybe your top 3 of all time, who would be romantic? Best romantic pairings.
T. Hanks and Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
They were so cute.
Probably a strong number 1.
I would go Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford in the Star Wars franchise. I thought they had great chemistry.
That made really, I think, as you saw other Star Wars movies, you realize how important that was to making the movies great.
It was a love story little kids cared about. And a lot of times they don't care about the love story.
Yeah, I would put that in the top 3, no doubt. Who else would be in the top 3? Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, do they make a top 3? Matthew McConaughey, Kate Hudson?
I think you got more of a case for the Barrymore-Sandler pairing.
Okay. Richard Gere and Julia Roberts.
Yeah, anyone real modern that blows you away? With
Your boy Swayze.
Swayze had good chemistry.
That was one with Jennifer Grey back there for Dirty Dancing, and then I think it was diminished a little bit when you found out how much she hated him.
she didn't want to do the movie with him.
Yeah.
She hated him.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's why I didn't make the list. I was like, when you find out there's true animosity and hate between them, for some reason it kind of ruins the magic.
When you see him, lift her, and then they go cut, and she's yelling at him, it does take away from the moment.
Yes. So that would probably be my top 3 for romantic comedy. Who would you put down for that? There's a lot of good pairings that you can go with.
Now you can go old school. That's got some good stuff. You have Cheech and Chong. That's old school. You've got Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, who was amazing together.
Absolutely. No, there's a lot you can put in there. You have got some of the more modern ones. Would The Rock and Kevin Hart be good enough?
They have good chemistry together.
To make it into a top 3. I got to tell you, I had just recently watched the latest Bad Boys movie, Bad Boys for Life, and I just forgot how good Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are together. There's some magic there. Martin Lawrence is hysterical. He's great in every single one of those Bad Boys movies.
I was a huge Martin Lawrence fan. Then he was gone.
Yeah, he just, I guess maybe went a little bit more of a quiet life. Who knows?
Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, they have good chemistry together.
Oh, that is a great call. Yeah, I think you'd have to put them in the top 3. And maybe right up there for me, Chris Farley and David Spade. What they used to have in Tommy Boy.
Definitely.
I thought they were really good. They played so well off of each other. And boy, David Spade was so cutting on Chris Farley, but he's a big dumb animal, isn't he? And he just, it just worked out so well. Well, Chris Farley was so big and David Spade so small that it just really physically worked between those two.
Before they even say anything.
Yeah, you don't have to say much. Just the physical element of those two standing next to each other is funny, and then how they react.
You had Seth Rogen, James Franco.
That's true. Yeah,
more of a modern day duo.
Absolutely. Steve Martin and John Candy.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That was one of the best. Farley and Spade got to make my top 3. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence have to make it. Third, man, that's a tough one. Tina Fey, Amy Poehler.
Honestly, Vacation with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo, they had a great chemistry as a couple.
They did.
And that was comedy and that was romantic.
It was.
Yeah.
A couple other ones, Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson.
Yes, they do have good chemistry.
And they've done a ton of great movies together. Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, somebody said, and then even Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
They do have good chemistry. Step Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, so how you would rank them? That's the tough one. Somebody said mine would be Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg 1, Kevin Hart and The Rock 2, and Adam Sandler and David Spade at 3.
I'm not going to lie.
Sandler and Spade, huh?
I'm going to throw a couple local names in the ring. I'm going to go with producer Denny's and Suits. They've done several KVJ horror movies together, and they're in the scenes together, and the chemistry's off the charts.
It's been amazing, yeah. It has been amazing. Somebody said, can we not get some love for Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan?
No kidding.
Rush Hour movies.
You love Rush Hour.
I do. I love that.
Remember when you used to do the terrible Chris Tucker impersonation? I'm so glad you don't do that anymore.
You used to get really mad.
Do you have a frog in your throat?
I do, yes.
Couldn't tell. I don't think anyone could tell that you had that. Please clear your
What
throat.
time do you do to be at the jazz bar?
I feel like you have to clear it, but you're afraid the clearing's going to be too loud, so you're trying to let it go naturally.
I decided to take up smoking.
What, cigars
That's a good choice.
or crack?
Okay, anything else that you would throw at us? Anything else that we did miss? You can let us know. 877-979-WRMF. Somebody said, just want to throw in real quick, Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston for We Are the Millers. That wasn't Jason Bateman. That was Jason Sudeikis, wasn't it?
It was, and I like that movie.
I love Jason Bateman. I don't know that he has his... sidekick, though.
Jason Bateman's funny in Dodgeball, but he isn't having a sidekick. He does some comedy every now and then. He's good.
Yeah, he does a lot of really dry, schmarmy comedy. He's a little smug. Your aunt would love him.
Owen Wilson and the tall guy, Vince Vaughn. They had great
Wedding
chemistry.
Crashers. Yeah, there's a lot of great combos. We'll try to put that up on one of our social threads. We'll get that here. If you're not following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, get with it. Just look for the KVJ Show. Do have some celebrity birthdays today. Selena Gomez turns 28 years old. David Spade, who we were talking about just a minute ago, with great comedic duos with Chris Farley, is turning 56 today. Willem Dafoe. Quietly, he's been in some great movies. He is 65, played the Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movies.
He's so creepy and awesome.
He's done a lot of really great roles. He was in John Wick in the first one.
When he's acting, you forget he's an actor. Like, he is whatever he is playing.
Yeah, he's a captivating guy on the screen. Very good. Don Henley, the drummer of the Eagles, is 73 today.
Still has it, too, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
I'd like to defend the old people.
Does it for you?
Don Henley's amazing.
And Alex Trebek is 80 years old today.
Yeah, he just said that he is not going to continue treatments. If this thing that he's doing right now, this experimental high-dose treatment, doesn't work, he sat his family down and said, y'all, I ain't going to keep doing this.
Well, you're 80, and I'd imagine all that medicine and fighting, it gets to you, man. It wears you down.
Well, he talked about quality of life.
Right, yeah.
And that's the difference. If you don't have quality of life and you're just going through all these treatments to try to stay alive, that's what he said. And his family, he said, took it very well.
I got to tell you, he's a class act who has handled a terrible situation in the public eye, and I think he's done an amazing job.
Yeah,
Amen.
he has set the template on how to do it. So wishing him the best in his continued fight. Also, we got a birthday shout out. My daughter Kenzie, happy 10th birthday from her mom Hillary, and maybe give a little love out. That's from Hillary.
Hi, Hillary.
And also a happy birthday to Juan, turning 26.
Woohoo!
From the Valos crew. Carlos sent that in.
You're one in a million.
I'm sorry, he's never heard that.
Got any birthday you would like on the KVJ Show? Let us know about it. mail@kvjshow.com. mail@kvjshow.com. Not easy to keep your kids entertained during the summer any given year, but especially when you got a pandemic that is going on and your limitations have really been cut short. So that's why we are trying to make it a little bit nicer for you with some Camp KVJ and some good stuff, including got a 4-pack of tickets here for you to go to the Palm Beach Zoo. Check it out. Got Jillian here from Fort Pierce, and Jillian, you have got 2 kids. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how old are your kids?
13 and 15.
Oh, very nice. That's very nice. Have you ever been to the Palm Beach Zoo?
Nope, never have.
Wow. Okay, well, this is a perfect chance for you to go. We got the tickets for you for free with Camp KVJ, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so very much.
You are very welcome. That easy.
Yeah, and you can be outside and taking all the animals and
Yeah.
still feel like you're socially distanced and not in a closed-in space.
That is the cool thing about this.
Just do not try to ever feed an ostrich a stick. They will bite your hand.
And if you drop your wallet by the alligators, don't go get it. Like that dumb broad we saw in the video this week.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Call somebody.
Yeah, we've learned a few things from
We
other
have.
people's stupidity when it comes to animals. We are just about 10 minutes away from giving you that KVJ secret song of the day. You can just tell, boy, the demand on that is huge. People really want to get away to the Keys. I don't blame them either. That's one of those things where the Keys is just made for social distancing. You know, you can kind of be out there by yourself, either on the beach or on the water, or just even probably walking Duval right now. I'm hearing it's not very crowded. So you can, I usually would like going out during the day. I'm not, one of those crazy, like I'm in a packed bar kind of guys anyway. So I've always kind of been a social distancer.
The earlier, the better.
Yeah, I would go
Yeah.
out in the afternoon and take in Duval Street.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to take Mags' new jet ski for a spin.
Yeah.
See what that baby can do.
I think we're going to take it out this weekend a little bit if you want to come take a ride.
I want to take a ride. I need a ride.
I got one of those giant inflatable swans that you can tow behind the jet
Oh,
ski.
yes.
So it's got like a little seat. It's a two-seater
That's
bird.
just my game.
It's a two-seater. We can sit in it. It's got like a little place to sit, and you can sip your drink
Yep.
and just chill while you coast down the intercoastal.
Break loose, float into the ocean to Cuba.
Hopefully she'll call the Coast Guard.
Let's break loose.
She didn't notice for 5 hours. You're out there hammering on a
Mags, what the hell?
floating swan. Yeah. All right, time for the song association game. What we're going to do here, I'm going to name a word, and within 3 seconds, each of you must sing a part to a popular song that contains that word. If not, you are eliminated.
I think Denny's is our champ. He keeps winning
He
this
did.
thing.
He won it last week.
Yep. He's solid.
Oh, yes.
He's all over it. You can hear the excitement in our champion.
He can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, guys, I got phone calls to answer.
Yeah, he's doing 9
I
things
got
right now.
emails to
Yeah.
write. And
Not enough time to entertain. Okay, first word here. We start with you, Virginia. Your word is sweet.
oh, oh, sweet child of mine.
Okay.
The Gollum version.
Sweet rendition of Sweet Child of Mine.
I was born this way.
Jaybird, your word is honey.
Sugar pie, honey punch. Bunch. Sugar pie, honey.
Okay.
Honey punch sounds delicious.
I'm over here making fun of you. I can't even speak.
Okay, Denny's, your first word is dream.
Dream on, dream on, dream
Okay,
on.
very nice.
Man, Steven Tyler, who?
Yeah.
Okay, second round here. We go back to you, Virginia. Song association game. Your word is lie.
It was lie, not sigh.
I was about to go. Oh, man.
You did. You sighed.
Yeah, that long, drawn-out breath on a time contest.
You wanted to say something, but you just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Sometimes-
going to say, I love the way you lie, but I couldn't get it out.
But you went. I'm like, what is she? Is she inflating?
It's hard. I get anxiety.
What other
sometimes.
songs are lie? I'm blanking too.
Love the Way You Lie was the first one that came to
That's
mind.
the one I thought of.
I just couldn't, my brain didn't work fast enough.
Hips don't lie.
Oh,
That's
Jaybird.
why he's the champ. Yeah, dude.
that's why he's the champ.
Show off.
Wow. I gotta follow that.
Okay, Jaybird, your word is run.
Run to me. Bee Gees Volume 1 Greatest Hits, dog. Run to me.
I know the song.
Okay.
You know it, Denny's?
I do know
Okay,
Run to Me.
all right. If you didn't have Denny's
It's
vouching for you, I'm like,
He always comes with that B-side action.
Run to Me is not a B-side. You get the
Let's
greatest hits.
look it
If you're a BG head like me in the train,
you're not listening to this station.
I think we have old people that listen, right? I know we have old people that are on it.
All right, Run to Me. It is a song by the Bee Gees.
Thank you. It's because the Kevin Ralston didn't hear of it.
Well, he told you popular songs.
It's a stretch.
You're right.
Like I said, without Denny's.
Kevin knows popular music.
All right, greatest hits isn't.
Your 1972
Your
tired,
greatest hits has to be
crusty.
within the last 50 years.
Okay, if that's the new Russo, be it.
Okay, Denny's. Your word is mine.
Me, myself, and mine. Nah, it's me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
The doggone girl is mine.
Oh, Virginia
Boy's
had one
mine.
for that.
Boy is
That was
mine.
the first one I was trying to do.
Oh, that's hard. That's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one.
Well, that eliminates Denny's. I think we only have
1972
She's
won.
It wasn't pretty.
You won it on the Bee Gees.
It wasn't current.
Oh, that's terrible. That's
One
terrible.
for the old people. This was for you.
It feels wrong.
All my
Wow.
old people out there. They're gonna hurt you.
I hate to grant a win, but I guess it's a win. That's terrible. Pretty excited about our World Record Wednesday today, Virginia. Jaber's going to be taking a crack at another world record here to see just how close he can come to breaking it. This is the record for the most lit candles in the mouth. The world record is 17.
Weren't you ever told by your parents not to play with fire?
But the Kevin Ralston told me to play with fire, so I'm torn.
I don't know that I ever told you to play with fire.
You know how your mama felt about Kevin Ralston.
You're right. This is an unsanctioned. Wink, wink. Kevin has told me to try it. I see you winking.
Yeah, I actually just saw that keyword lit. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
We got to talk about strategy and how we're doing this thing because there's different ways to do it.
Step one, fire extinguisher.
We have that locked and loaded.
Okay.
Step one, don't burn yourself.
How about step two? You be a little bit more motivational and get behind me a little bit,
Look, I just don't want to see you have to get a skin graft on your face.
like my feet. I get it.
So do all these candles have to go in your mouth?
Yeah, for the record, yes, you have to have 17 candles in the mouth.
You know there's a
Lit.
trick to this, right? You know how to do this.
This is not what you're thinking.
What is the
there's
trick?
there's a guy that's done this before, and I saw the video of how he does it. So he takes his tongue and he makes like a little bowl with his tongue, like this. And he gets saliva in the bowl.
That's not what this is, though.
Of his tongue, and that's where he puts the candle each time, and then they boom all go out.
That's not what this. That's not what this is, though.
Yeah, I didn't think that was it.
This is where you have to have all of the candles in your mouth lit. The fire is up. I'm acting.
Fire's
as,
fire is
sticking out of your
facing
mouth.
out?
My
Fire
mouth-
doesn't go in your mouth at all.
Yeah,
right?
my mouth is acting as the birthday cake. And these are the size. These long hot dog kielbasa looking candles.
So the big question first is your mouth wide enough to fit 17 candles in? That's question number one. And then I think after you get them all fit in there, then you can light them quickly, and then you should meet all the criteria.
The way the guy did it, he had them lit first and then put them in his mouth. It was crazy.
Lit first.
I believe that's what he did. He did something insane.
Okay, hot wax is gonna drip on your face.
Bro, no one said chasing greatness was going to be pretty.
I know you've played in the bedroom with hot wax before, but I doubt you've put it on your face.
I've had wax on my face before.
All right, maybe I underestimated your kink.
All right, take it easy. Kids are probably listening, maybe one or two.
So yeah, my thought would be to get the candles in your mouth and then light them.
All right, that's what we'll do then.
That'd be my thought.
I love it. I love it, Coach.
Yeah, I'm getting just eyeballing those candles. Those are like if you had a nice candelabra, those would be the size of candles. I mean, you right now are just trying 4, and you're taking up half of your mouth.
3, and it's
Oh,
a
that's
shrug.
3. Oh wow,
Now
3's taking
that's
up half.
All right, so I'm not going full, stretching of the mouth yet. I don't want to waste my
don't
my
blow
lip
your
strength.
elasticity.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And again, we're not trying to break the record. We're just trying to see where we can get.
Okay.
How many do you think we can get? How many can we get lit in my mouth?
I'm going to give you my number coming up here in a second. We'll do the over-under. The record is 17.
These taste terrible.
Stop
Yeah, I wouldn't
eating
expect
them.
them to be good.
Well, I didn't want to.
Yeah, wouldn't expect them to be good. Yes, apparently a lot of people have dealt with this. Do you delay a meeting with somebody because you've put on a little bit of weight? Somebody said, listen, I gained 50 pounds and the guy I'm talking to now is even better looking than the guy that I was dating for the last 8 years. It's all about how you feel about yourself. It does not matter what you look like. I think that is really what to take away from it.
Yep.
What Jay Bird had said.
If you feel yucky, then delay it.
You know, that's what I mean. You can rock 25 pounds if you gain 25 pounds and you have confidence. That's you. You go out and rock it. But if you're not feeling it, you're not going to be that good.
Right.
Yeah, but maybe the exercise is learning to love yourself at any weight. And then always have that confidence no matter how you look on the outside.
And then you read the comments, and then you're like, wow.
Don't read the comments.
I'm retired, bro. I don't read them no more.
World Record Wednesday on deck here. Jaybird is going for a challenge today for the most lit candles in your mouth at one time. The record was set by a dude named Dinesh in India in 2016. Who was able to light 17 candles in his mouth.
Did Dinesh remember to bring a flame?
Why? What's going on here?
Jason poked his head in during the song and goes, "Hey, Virginia, do you have a lighter?"
Virginia loves to make something out of nothing or nothing out of something. We have a lighter. You're the biggest bully. You're so annoying.
Did you or did you not just ask me if I had a flame?
Because the lighter didn't work. We're looking for another backup. Denny's had it.
Mm-hmm. Of course Denny's is good for a flame.
Of course.
There's your man. That's who to ask.
Don't ask me.
Okay, we got a working lighter. That thing's ready to go.
Oh, we're ready to go.
Bigger question to me, I'm not as worried about the flame as I am the mouth. It is going to take a large mouth to fit 17 dinner candles in. I got a realistic view of this a second ago when Jaybird put 3 to 4 candles in his mouth and it took up half. I was like, whoa.
Good news. Virginia's got some dinner candles after this.
They're very nice candles.
They are nice candles.
I will
They're
put
really
those
nice.
in my candlestick holders.
Because realistically, most of them are not going in my mouth. I probably shouldn't have even bought this many.
You never know, you're ready.
You're a man that buys in bulk.
I do buy in bulk.
No one can ever say you didn't bring enough.
How did that guy do? How did the champion do it? Didn't he light them? Did he light them first? All at once or no?
I remember him putting them all in his mouth, and then they lit them all at the same time, and he had to hold them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. That seems like a better choice.
It definitely seems better.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Just please don't get hot wax on your lip. Then you're
try
going to have
not
one of
to.
those sexy lip scabs.
Well, these candles are each, I would say, 18 inches long. They're not short.
No, they're no joke.
They're the big dogs.
Yeah, they are.
Is this the same size he used?
Yep,
yes,
same exact
yes,
candles.
we made sure. We've been called out before.
Got to get everything right.
Little birthday candles, you fit 26 of them.
Oh, yeah, all
That's
day.
well, that's what I thought it was at first. Like, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the big candle.
This is not nearly as easy. You were tapped at about 4.5. 8 should be about right. That's KVJ impressive. If he can do 8, that's the over-under. Virginia, are you going over or under that amount? Lit candles in Jaybird's mouth for World Record Wednesday.
He's going to do 9. And then he's going to get hot wax in his eye, and it's going to be traumatic and dramatic.
But I thought you told me a guy with a patch on his eye is kind of sexy.
It is kind of sexy.
All right, so win-win.
Okay. 8. Wow, that is right there.
I think you can do 9. I really do.
I appreciate the confidence, Witch, but I don't.
I go push. I go right at 8.
I got some bitch-ass lips.
You do have a tiny mouth.
Suits, what do you think? Over, under on 8 candles. He's going to go under.
Oh.
Okay, well, we got a little bit of
The
everything.
realist.
Reek keeps it real.
Denny's, what do you got?
I bet he gets 10.
Oh.
That's friendship.
False hope. Doer.
Your true friends lie to you.
False
Okay.
hope.
We got guesses from 8, 9 to 10. The record, though, is 17. How tough will this be? Okay, Jay Bird, you may go on ahead. I don't believe there's a time limit on this, right? You can take your time and cram it in there, huh? Okay. He has got 2 candles already that he's got there. Kind of a stacking technique where he's putting them in his mouth and then he's holding the candles and kind of grouping them. He's trying to push out on his jaw. The thing about it, though, you push your mouth to one side, then the other side of your mouth goes along with it.
He's got 4 in there, Kevin. Now 5.
Yeah, I think he readjusted his strategy, and I think it was a wise one where
6.
you've got to almost put a candle on each side of your mouth and then start filling the center.
Okay, that's 6, and he's choking, Kevin.
Whoa.
I gotta reconfigure here.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
He's got the 6 there, and that looks like it's a mouthful.
I know. I gotta read. I wish I could take my teeth out, but they're so permanent.
Did this guy take his teeth out for this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have some family members that could do this.
Okay.
And I didn't mean that.
You want to name names?
No, never mind. That sounded bad.
Okay.
Which one of your family members got dentures?
Okay. He
Okay.
seems to be holding.
He went back to 4.
Yeah, he's got to get over that hump. 6 seems to be about where he's hitting.
Now he's
and
putting in
stalling.
5.
Yeah, he's stalling at 6.
Here comes 6.
The over/under is 8.
Here
Okay.
comes
I think I see room for
7.
7. I think he's going to get right at the 8 mark. I think he's
7
got
are
room for
in.
1 more.
He's trying to force
that's
8.
tough. Where's he going to get 8?
He's got 7. He's got 7. He's trying to put 8.
How did this guy do 17? That's unbelievable.
Okay,
Is that 8? That's 8.
It's 8.
That's 8. He's right at the over/under, and he is saying light him.
Light him.
He wants to call it good. He wants to call it at 8. Oh, listen to that noise. He sounds like he's in the dentist chair, doesn't he? He's in pain. He's in pain to get the official. Denny's is having a hard time with the candles. He can't get them lit.
Come on, Wiki.
You think Denny's is really struggling with the flames, and Jaybird is really hurting right now. Jaybird is struggling, and Denny's is struggling. It's going to be a race to see if he can get all of them lit to get credit for the 8. Can he get credit for
One
the 8?
more to light.
He's still got one more.
He's got one more.
Jaybird is dying over here.
He's got 2
he just
more.
blew one out. Oh, no.
2 more.
Is he going to make it? He's down. He can't get that 7th one lit. Denny's is really struggling hard here. He can't get it lit. Jaybird is losing it. I don't know if Jaybird can hold on long enough. As Denny's goes for the 8th and final candle, can he get it lit? He's got it. We got 8.
It's lit.
Okay. Oh no, one came out. Okay. Blow him out. Blow him out. Denny's blow him. Denny's blow him.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Menards.
It was hard to light him because his breath kept putting him out.
So that's what you're working
There's
against.
a lot of candle in my
One
throat.
of them fell on his crotch.
Yeah.
Lit.
Fire
Fireballs.
crotch over there. Yeah. Wow. Okay, you got it 8. I called the push. I got that one.
Is that skin? It smells like.
Something's burning, yeah. There's definitely something on fire. Wow, that
I
is
couldn't get any more.
tough.
I could not get any more in my mouth.
You've got a tiny mouth.
Oh, man.
Well, the world record is more than double that. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That you could fit 17 of those candles in your mouth?
I couldn't stretch any harder. I said it wasn't good enough.
Yeah. Props and appreciation.
What was 8 the KVJ respectable?
Yeah.
8 was, yeah, you got right at the push.
We'll
Got
take
right at
that.
the push on that. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Now I want barbecue.
Yeah,
It smells like a barbecue.
it does.
It
doesn't
does.
Yes, or a birthday. All right, there you go. Well, there's been a lot of conflict in the world. Mainly over how people are handling the coronavirus. The mask issues, I know, still a big, touchy subject here in South Florida, where a lot of communities now have made it a mandate. And it's really just kind of weird in our area because we've got Miami-Dade is pretty much the worst spot in the state, if not one of the worst in the country. And Broward is struggling. Palm Beach is kind of in the middle. And then you start getting into your Martin, St. Lucie, Indian River. I saw that they had struck down a mask ordinance that was going to make it a little bit more strict and mandatory. So a lot of people don't really want to wear them. Some people see it's a necessity. And the way people are handling it is causing a lot of fights and some very entertaining viral videos that have been going around. So we got a couple of emails that are in here today for Am I the Jerk? And it has to do with how they're handling these type of mass confrontations. The first email said, Am I the jerk for calling staff out on improper mask use? Said, I went to a store that requires me to wear a face mask to get in. While shopping, I saw an employee wearing a mask over her chin. Then when checking out, the girl there had her mask over her chin too. So I told her that she's just better off not even wearing it because it needs to cover her mouth and nose. She said, well, I'm required to do this just to keep you safe, so you should be thankful. Well, manager.
You're not wearing it right, though, so you're not keeping me safe.
Yeah, I think she thinks the token gesture is enough to stop the spread of the coronavirus.
Oh, sweetie.
Well, the manager overheard me and came over to let me know that his store was following protocols. And I said, but really, you're not. What about all the old ladies in the store? Every customer I saw in the store was doing it right, so why can't you? He and 3 partially masked employees were staring at me in disbelief, couldn't believe what I was saying. And I could tell they were just waiting to grab their phones and turn me into a viral Karen video. So was I the jerk?
You weren't a jerk, but you did handle it wrong. How you have to handle stuff out in public when you see somebody not doing it right, you get away from them and you don't go back to that store. You don't say nothing. You don't start a fight. You don't chirp. You don't do nothing. You put your mask on right and you leave the store and you don't go back.
Most people don't like being called out about anything. Just even if they're wrong,
you're not going to get anywhere.
Most people don't like to be called out publicly. They start to shut down. So I don't know. You can speak your mind and you can tell them that they're wrong, but at the end of the day, what is that really going to get you?
It's not going to get you anything. It's only going to get you into some sort of an altercation in a store with a clerk that you care nothing about.
I'm not saying you can't call people out. Go ahead and call people out, but just know when you do call people out, don't be all shocked when they kind of snap back at you.
You're probably not going to get a positive reaction by your comment, but there are, I think, ways you can handle it. If you are in an area that does have these mask ordinances for stores to be wearing them and they're not, you can report that store and they will send code enforcement out there to do the work for you, and they'll do it a lot more effectively.
There you go. Do it anonymously. You don't get in a fight with anybody that way.
They won't listen to you. They will listen to a $500 fine.
Sure.
Because the woman who just texted that, yeah, they were going to probably make you a Karen because you're sort of acting like one a little bit.
It's not your job to figure out who's doing it right and wrong in the world. Just like Kevin said, report them, leave the store, and don't go back.
Just know when you're calling people out publicly, cameras are going to be on you. Just know that.
Yeah. I saw it happen. I told you guys that story in the 7-Eleven. It causes a big fight. 2 people don't agree. His mind is changed. And now 2 people are all upset. One of them's driving off fast out of the 7-Eleven, might accidentally go get into a car wreck because they're all upset. You put yourself in this frame of mind where now you're all crazy and mad and you're taking your eye off the ball and you get in a car accident.
You do you, Winnie the Pooh. Just know if you call someone out, it could get weird.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Got an email from Kevin here, and he said, am I the jerk for this mask I made? It's got a thin layer of chiffon. Ask me if you don't know what this is.
Yes, you're not doing it right.
And I charge it using a DIY Van de Graaff generator, creating an electrostatic breathable mask. I get plenty of looks, but no one has stopped me from shopping. It looks invisible, but my face is covered. It works on the same principle as your reusable AC filter. Am I a jerk?
I love it. It's showing off your sweet stash, dude.
Dude.
It works, man. Can we have a little levity around here?
I think it's funny, but you're going to get people upset when you go out wearing that because it looks like you've cut out the center of your mask. And therefore, when people see that from any distance other than right up on you, they're going to think you're being a stupid ass.
I think you're teaching a lesson. Maybe you shouldn't judge so quickly and get the facts first.
You're going to get people all upset, and now you're going to be in altercations. Is that what you want?
I think we need to laugh a little bit more.
No one's going to laugh.
He's being safe. There's nothing wrong. He's technically doing nothing wrong. And if someone has a problem with him, all he has to say is, "Oh, it's covered. It's fine. Calm down."
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Okay, so we got a split decision on if Kevin is a jerk for that mask.
I just feel like we're losing our sense of humor collectively as a species. I just feel
We
that
are.
way. We are.
We definitely are, and we're in a global pandemic, so it's understandable. People are wound a little tight, so don't set them off by wearing a mask that looks like you cut the middle out of it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a jackass though, so
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, you know, it is fun and it's funny, but it
It's
is
funny to
to get
us.
people triggered. You're going for the
Yes.
people that are triggered, and you're just kind of looking for that. You're hoping for the altercation at that point.
And you're going to get people upset. And is that what you want?
I mean, you could clearly see that there's something covering.
Yeah.
But they're not, people can't see that from far away, and they're going to get all upset.
No, but you know, we're just saying to mind our own business, right? If you don't like it, get away from it.
Yeah, good luck.
I don't know, man. I just think we need to laugh a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody texted in, said, Kev, you said to report them. Report them to whom? There are different lines depending upon where your county is. If you have a mask ordinance, I can't remember. I thought 311 was the number that was thrown out for Broward County. So if you do have a mandatory mask ordinance in your area, they likely have a line. I know Broward County had a website that you could go to as well.
They did.
To report businesses. And I talked about that last week. I don't have the link in front of me right now, but if you go on and do a web search, you should be able to find that. So, but if you don't have that mandatory mask ordinance, then they're not going to care. So that's kind of how that breaks down. Got another text here. Am I the jerk? Said, I have a great job opportunity at my office that my sister is qualified for, but she's difficult to work with and has trouble getting along with others. So I'm not telling her about the job. Am I a jerk?
If you know that they're difficult and they're not good with others and they can ruin your reputation, you're not a jerk.
Not a jerk at all. Peace on earth, and that's what you're doing. Do it on.
I got a lot of blood relatives who I love dearly, who I would never recommend a job for.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And this is one that is kind of going viral today. You know, I get a lot of these scenarios. Some of them are your emails and your texts. Some of them I pull off of the Am I the A-hole site that is a Reddit thread. And this one is going viral today. This guy just can't understand it. I think people are not ruling in his favor, but I will change it for our show. Am I the jerk for saying my wife wasn't my dream girl in a trivia game? Oh. So here's what it says, and a lot of people are commenting on this globally today. It says, so my wife and I have been doing a game night every so often with some other couples via Zoom. We were playing this card game the other night that was like basically a trivia game for couples to play, and you're asked a question and you write down your answer, and your partner has to guess what they think you answered. If they guess correctly, your team gets a point. Now, whichever couples know each other the best winds up winning the game. So one of the questions was, who is your dream man/woman to have sex with? Well, I wrote down my spin instructor, since my wife knows I think she's hot, and thought that she would guess her and then we would get a point. Well, it turns out every other husband wrote down their wife or a celebrity/fictional character that they would have no access to anyway. My wife is livid. She gets upset. I tried explaining, look, I didn't actually want to do anything with my spin instructor. I would never even briefly consider being unfaithful. It was just me trying to play the game and get a point. She doesn't believe me, saying that everybody else's instinct was women who didn't exist, or better yet, their wives. Why wasn't it yours? I feel really bad, but also really confused. Is she overreacting, or am I the jerk?
Dude, you're an idiot.
You're tone deaf, and I don't want to call you a jerk. I just want to call you a stupid guy that made a stupid decision. And hopefully you've learned from this. You can't mark an attainable girl as your dream girl to bed. I mean, you go to spin class with this chick. People hook up in spin class all the time. Duh.
This happened to me back in the day. It was my first high school girlfriend. We're all playing this game, Truth or Dare. I might have told this story, so I apologize, but it was... Her best friend was trying. I was really good friends with her best friend. She was trying to set it up to make me look good in front of everybody. She goes, "Hey, so it was my girlfriend's turn," and the best friend goes, "Truth or Dare?" She goes, "Truth," and she goes, "Who is your favorite boyfriend of all time?" And then my girlfriend goes, it was Bill. Bill's my favorite boyfriend of all time. And everyone kind of like,
Well, Jason's right here.
I'm sitting right there.
Jason's right here, and he can hear you.
You know me, I wear my emotions on my face. I was like, damn. And then she looks at me and goes, oh, but you have his shoulders.
You have Bill's shoulders?
I was crushed.
See,
I was crushed.
Tone deaf. That girl was tone deaf.
Oh, yeah.
Just like this guy was tone deaf. You can't list an attainable chick as your dream hookup.
Yeah.
Bill with the good shoulders.
I wonder what he's doing today.
I don't know.
Well, and here's the thing for this dude, too. Once you notice this, you're not going to win this. So why keep fighting? The best thing for you to do is just apologize profusely, fall on the sword, talk about what an idiot you are, and then just say, look, that was callous and dumb of me, and I am so sorry, and move on.
Oh,
Amen.
Foot rubs and favorite dinners for,
That's it.
for a while.
Amen.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
It was definitely the kind of upset that shocks the world. Jaybird and Denny's, they had partnered up here for some audio charades, and they wound up beating myself and Virginia, which
The powerhouse.
I know, right? Like, how does this happen?
It's like when Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant. It was that kind of moment.
Yeah, it really was. Could not believe it. So Virginia and I were definitely stunned. I think we went into it a little too cocky, and we blew it.
Yeah, I think I blew it. But, it's technicality.
Okay, well, we got to get it together here. Now, what we do, we partner up in teams. We got a clock for 20 seconds here, and you have a possible score of 5 that you can get in the 20 seconds. That would be a perfect score. If we have a tie, we move on to another round.
Old blood versus new blood.
Mm-hmm. Virginia, let's see if we can't take this here just in one round. Let's do this in quick. Do you want to do the sound effects and guess, or do you want me to do that?
I think we've had more success with you doing it, even though I love to do sound effects. I think you've done better at it.
She just put lip lubricant on. Does that help? Does that hurt?
It does.
Will see.
Can't hurt.
Lip gloss always helps. Am I right, girls?
Okay, here we go. Got the clock ready to go. Possible score of 5 is the audio charades. I am going to make sound effects with my mouth. And again, you can't use any words, and you have to not use the body gestures. People watching KVJ TV can keep us honest on that.
Do I see a fresh new haircut from the Kevin Ralston?
You do not.
Okay.
Wrong again.
Thanks for being so observant.
Your hair looks great, by
Thanks.
the way.
Yeah, I went about 2 weeks ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Confuse them with compliments, Denny's.
That's great. It's a good tactic. It's a very good tactic. You ready, Virginia? Let's get our focus back on here.
Focus. Lock
Hopefully
it
Bird
in.
doesn't have any more distracting, dumb questions.
That's what I do. That's my tactic.
It does throw me off.
Good.
Okay. 20 seconds here. Audio charades. Our time begins now. Pop, 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 pop. Now, sound effect pass.
Pass. A bird. A crow. A dinosaur. A T-Rex.
Pass.
Pass. Fart. Breeze. Air. Wind.
Pass.
Whoa!
Oh.
Kevin
Those
and
were
Virginia
tough.
getting goose egg.
Those were tough.
What were they? Popcorn?
Popcorn.
An eagle?
I could, yeah.
And
The eagle. I was
pouring.
trying to get the high pitch. I can't get my voice there.
She said dinosaur because you were making movements with your body that made you look like a dinosaur.
I know. I was trying not to do any like eagle flappings, and my arms were doing T-Rex, and I was trying not to make any body movements. I was tough, and then the pouring. I just don't even
Those
know.
were hard.
Those were tough.
Let's see how the tough ones are that they get. If he gets all easy ones, you know what's up.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Your hair looks great today.
Thank
Looks like
you.
a brand new haircut.
Okay. It's encouraging. At least I got that. Okay, audio charades here. All Bird and Denny's need is to get 1 in 20 seconds.
Ooh. So,
And-
you want me to give it to you? You want to give it to me?
I'll give you the sound effects.
I love it.
You want it like
yeah,
that?
give it, man.
Okay. All right, here we go. 20 seconds on the clock in audio charades. Your time begins now.
Bird, crow, pelican, pass.
Shh.
Audience, crowd, applause.
Yep.
Wind, howling, ocean, wave, tidal wave.
Oh, wait.
Wow. Dang. We got trounced.
We did.
Whoa. Applause and waves. Yep.
The
Geez.
first one. Seagulls.
Seagull. It did sound like a seagull.
Well, he went cock. He went a little too.
Yeah, I guess that could be a crow.
Yeah, it's a little more crowish.
Good job, kids.
Good job, Bird.
Home run, Josh.
Yeah. Wow. All right, it's turned into a real contest now, Virginia. That's why they win in our league.
All right.
Jeez. Gosh, that's terrible. We did awful. You know what, J-Bro? I'm going to take that with me today.
Okay, good.
It's going to hurt.
Lay in bed. Think about it.
I will, no doubt. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, you might actually have this opportunity. Would you test a vaccine for the coronavirus? People in Palm Beach County are going to actually have this chance. Well, there's some interesting news on the coronavirus front here today to share with you. Vaccines. I think that's what a lot of people are just kind of curious with, because some think that that might be the secret to getting us back to normal life. So where do we stand on that? Well, they say that a coronavirus vaccine or vaccines may be available as early as the beginning of 2021. And the good news is it sounds like they're going to make it affordable so that you will be able to get it if you want to get it. Now, there's been some speculation even from Dr. Fauci about how effective it'll be. He thinks maybe 75%, and then he thinks that at least a third of Americans will refuse to get it. So will that really make a dent? I don't know.
But I do hear the sounds of one positive K trying to get through, and I like that.
Dude, it's an option. It may not be the end-all, be-all, but a vaccine may start to slow the spread. And if you're in Palm Beach County, you could maybe jump into it and help out. 1,500 volunteers are going to be called from Palm Beach County to take part in a coronavirus vaccine trial starting in early August. Who's in?
Do you at least get like a free cheese fry from Outback or something?
You get like a cheese sandwich?
Something. I don't know. Coupons to TGI Fridays?
Yeah, I don't know. They may have to be bribing people, because I did ask on a Twitter poll earlier today if you would volunteer, and 72% right now are saying heck no.
Well, can't we just wait and see how it goes with the trials? Or are you signing up for the trials?
This is the trial.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to wait for the trials to be over, just because I'm a parent and I have a lot of things to think about. It's not just me. I got kids, so... But I would love to see what happens with the trials, and if they deem it safe, I think I would consider it. I get the flu shot every year.
I'll let y'all do it. Tell me how it goes.
They say this would be a phase 3 trial that would be going on in Palm Beach County. It is the final stage before the FDA approves it, and then would enroll 30,000 more people in the U.S. experiment. So you would be a part of a smaller sample of 1,500 that would then go into the national sample. But it's right at the end, so it's already gone through the first 2 trials. And they say so far it looks like it is helping prevent the virus from latching onto human cells. And they say the side effects have been minimal.
And is that like one of those pills you take and it says you will have bleeding butt and psychotic thoughts?
I don't know.
You won't be suicidal. You'll want to jump off a bridge.
You ever see things where you want a drop-down menu? That word minimal, I wanted the drop-down menu. Be like, what does that mean?
There's one of those pills, I kid you not, it's for depression and anxiety, and one of the side effects is psychotic thoughts. That alone, the fact that it might be a side effect, was giving me more anxiety.
Well, they usually try to get the side effects so that they're less terrible than the actual disease itself. And I think when they get there, and it doesn't have to be that far apart, if it's close, they're like, let's roll it out.
Psychotic thoughts.
Suicidal thoughts.
Mm-hmm. I do have some interesting spins on here I'm going to throw at you. One of them is something we talked about on the After the Show podcast yesterday. Virginia and I were even kind of talking about it today. And to me, I'm not a virologist. I don't know all this stuff.
No.
Epidemiologist, whatever the words are.
We're just trying to learn and read as we go.
Yeah, but for me and my understanding of just what I have read, I think this is optimistic. At least I'm charged up about it. Maybe somebody can, burst my bubble. But it was a study out of the United Kingdom, England, and they found with scientists there are 6 distinct types of COVID-19, each having their own cluster of symptoms. And to me, this would kind of explain why it seems like some people don't get that sick, but then other people are on a ventilator. And it could be different ages that you never know. Like Jennifer Aniston was sending out a photo of one of her friends that looked like he was about her age and he looked healthy. And she's like, look, this is real, y'all. But you're like, that's different than, I mean, Jack Nicklaus has it. And he's, you know, he and his wife Barbara, and they're fine 2 weeks later.
80.
And they're 80. And here's this, you know, young, hot-looking dude that hangs out with Jennifer Aniston that is on a ventilator.
So it kind of makes sense if there's 6 different coronas.
Yeah.
And they're testing people, but they're not testing specifically to see if you have the, like, kick your ass, like,
yes,
totally annihilate your life corona, or if you've got the corona with 0 symptoms.
Yes. And so you could really start looking at the case numbers and the percent positive that we're using right now to make all of our decisions about masks, about lockdowns, curfews, kids going back to school, and you could change those numbers to say, we realize now we need to focus on coronavirus 5 and 6, and the first 4 are not that bad. Like, that's just the cold. They say that 6 different types: you're flu-like with no fever, second type flu-like with fever, third type is the gastrointestinal, 4 is severe level 1. That's fatigue. You really start to feel it. Severe level 2 is confusion, and severe level 3 is the abdominal and respiratory. So it sounds like, you know, 3 of the 6 are at the severe level, but the other 3 are okay. You know.
I had the confusion, but I had that before Corona.
Yes, I'm not going to blame that. So I think, you know, we might get there if we could identify the kind of coronavirus that you have. And we do need to get the testing better. Unfortunately, there's just too many stories of false positives and you can't believe this number. And, you know, now people are just, they don't know what to believe. In fact, I saw this: nearly 1 in 3 people doesn't believe that the COVID-19 death toll is as high as the official count. So even when you throw numbers out, and I do that every single day just to show you where people's minds are and what they're thinking, people are like going, you can't believe these numbers, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying these are the numbers.
It's all we've got.
Yeah.
And it's what our government officials are basing big decisions on. So it's like, okay, it may be true, it may be false, but it is your reality.
We get our news from KNN, Kevin News Network.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's a very low budget operation.
I'm his biggest
Operation
fan.
one.
I follow him on Twitter. I'm the first one to comment on his numbers.
We see the amount of I was going to say something I can't say.
Unlike you, I try to support him on social media. I don't go in there and try to blow everything up.
I try to pick fights with him on social media, and he won't fight back.
I'm trying to be more peaceful in my old age.
Thank you, Bird.
Yeah, thank you, the Kevin Ralston.
Yeah, so the overall positive with this is if they could really truly get accurate testing, get the numbers, and identifying that we have 6 different kinds of coronavirus going around, and we need to worry about 3 of the 6, not all 6, that could change percent positives, could change overall case numbers. In fact, they're saying right now, the CDC is saying that the coronavirus cases could be 6 to 24 times higher. And that actually is kind of a good thing, saying that, okay, a lot of people have had this and the death number still stays the same where it is. That's not going to change.
But a lot of people maybe had the 1, the 2, or the 3.
Right.
And they weren't that symptomatic. They didn't have a fever, maybe. They didn't have anything that would even keep them out of work.
Yeah. So that's, from what I read, that's what I understand. I hope I'm right. I could be completely wrong. But if I am right, to me, I think there's some optimism.
Look,
It's something to discuss.
Yeah.
You know, right or wrong, there is a big difference between how the coronas hurt people. I got 2 friends that felt like they were going to die from it. I got one other friend, he's already back out on the boat, and he had it like a week ago. Dude is living his best life. Like, there is different corona.
It makes too much sense.
Kevin, I appreciate your positivity, even though it's fake and not accurate at all. I love it.
What's more fake, his positivity or his hair?
His
Hair's
hair,
real.
His hair's on point
Hair's
today.
real.
This is some of the
See,
best.
again, just got to be hateful.
She just likes to just be a gremlin and just you're being positive.
Just gotta hate. Just gotta hate. I gotta shut you up.
Yeah, you have the power. Shut
Dumbass
up.
criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth. Ow!
Oh, yeah. Well, the coronavirus is causing a little bit more chaos, especially with places you wouldn't expect, too, like Change. This is actually chaotic in some places. A little bit more up north I'm seeing. I'm not doing really any shopping, and I hardly ever use, cash anyway. But I'd seen one of the big grocery chains, Kroger, had done something with their change, Meijer grocery store up north, and now they're saying there's a bank in Wisconsin that's so low on change that they offered to buy it from people at a premium. They're restocking now, but for every $100 in change you turn in, you could get $105 in cash.
Can you crunch those numbers again one more time for me?
That's pretty good.
100 in change, get back 105 in cash.
Interesting.
That's the exact opposite of the highway robbery coin machines that are out there. They charge you 10 cents per dollar to count your change.
Yeah.
So it needs to flip. That's an uncool system that charges 10 cents per dollar to count your change.
Well, the fascinating thing is they're saying that coronavirus, with all the changes it might make permanently, it could make a change in change, and this might be finally the curtain call for the penny.
Damn.
Yeah. Who knows?
Fascinating.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's got Lincoln on it. I don't want to get rid of it.
I know. You love Lincoln.
I do.
But, I mean, let's be honest. Pennies, when you get a few of them, they're heavy, so you can't have them in your pocket.
Yeah, they really are pointless. They really are awful. They why giving Lincoln the penny?
He deserves more than that.
Thank you.
Much more.
There's a Chick-fil-A in Alabama that is doing the same thing. If you trade in $10 in rolled change, you get a free sandwich.
Wow.
Now we're cooking.
All right.
That's actually smart and a good deal.
Yep. Okay.
Every Chick-fil-A?
No, it is just this one Chick-fil-A that is in Alabama.
Damn.
Yeah. Maybe they'll all start taking the lead, though, Virginia. We'll see.
I would love it.
Still not open on Sunday, but chicken and seafood is.
Now on to the big dummies in the whacked out news. A 51-year-old woman was arrested near Detroit after she thought a joke website that is called rentahitman.com was real. She actually sent in a request to have her ex-husband killed, and the owner of the site kept talking with her and said, okay, this chick's not kidding. He called police. They set up a sting.
Oh,
she was arrested.
Oh, she was serious.
Do you get life for that?
Talk to Dalia DiPolito.
Is that life sentence usually?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think it should be. If you're proven that you are going to give money to have your whoever killed and you're going to go through with it, I think you should go to jail for life on that.
But if it doesn't happen, you don't.
That's so messed up, though. You say you're murderer light?
You tried to kill somebody. That's just as bad as following through with it. You just didn't have the resources to get the right guy. But your heart was in it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You just have poor execution.
Yeah, very poor execution. But your heart was in it.
You're a murderer.
Yeah.
From a certain point of view.
I agree.
There's a guy in Vegas that walked into an adult toy store last week and stole a 3-foot-tall love doll called the Moby.
That's hard to get out of the store unnoticed.
Yes. Apparently it's got an appendage, too, that, yeah.
It's a boy.
Well, yeah, I think, the Moby, it's,
Yeah, I get the reference.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
It's not Moby the artist, it's Moby the whale.
Okay.
Moby the whale, exactly.
Hard to smuggle.
Very hard to smuggle. I mean, you're a brazen shoplifter to go that level.
You know what else is hard to smuggle? A 65-inch flat screen TV.
I think you got to go the back, not the front, right? You got to go butt, not crotch.
For what?
You can put a 65-incher in your butt. You're a big man.
That in it.
That's the World Record Wednesday we should have done today.
Amen.
I think we'd set a record, though.
I wonder if we can get a sponsor that'll give us the TV.
I'm talking they would place it in their backside if they're stealing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to back out now.
Okay. They did not attempt to tuck it into an orifice. They just put it on their cart and then tried to just walk right out of a Polk County store. They apparently had a lot of stuff because this woman walks out with the 65-inch TV thinking nobody's going to notice. Somebody did. And when they're talking to her about the TV, somebody comes up and grabs a bag of a whole bunch of other stolen items out of the cart and takes off. And then they had a getaway car. She gets in that, leaves behind the TV, and they take off with whatever stolen items they did have.
Oh, she had a group.
Had an accomplice.
She had an
somebody with her.
accomplice.
Yeah, and they just tried to wheel a 65-inch TV out of this store in Polk County.
So they came and they got the other stuff that she was stealing, but they didn't get the TV.
Right, yeah.
And she got away. Dang.
Yeah, so they're still looking for her. Did you hear about this crazy story? I got a 12-year-old son, so I can't even imagine this. This 12-year-old boy in Delaware, he's at a Wawa. It doesn't sound like he's supervised. And he sees this 2003 Ford Ranger that was left running with the windows down. Kid's 12.
Okay.
Hops in the Ford Ranger, takes off. State troopers notice that there is a young-looking kid driving this car at rapid speed. So they start chasing this 12-year-old kid driving this 2003 Ford Ranger. He winds up crashing twice.
Oh, my
in
goodness.
this car. After the crash, the boy makes a U-turn and continues driving at a high rate of speed. He ends up losing control of the vehicle, trying to make a turn, and crashes now into a guardrail. Then he gets out of the vehicle and takes off running.
Oh, my goodness.
The troopers track him down, and they've got the 12-year-old boy in custody. He's now facing 13 charges and 3 felonies at the age of 12.
Okay, Googles, I thought you were going to tell me there's a GoFundMe page for the kid, and the cops brought him a Ford Ranger. Kind of like that one story where the kid stole the car. Yeah.
Yeah, this kid is not being rewarded.
Thank
Good.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, how about that? There's a dad in Crestview, Florida, got a DUI. But he told the cops that he was actually driving on the wrong side of the road because it was a parenting moment. His kids were misbehaving, and he wanted to scare them straight.
All right, it's sort of creative.
All right, so take his license and take his kids.
And I thought this is fun. A therapist in Canada could lose his license if he doesn't stop falling asleep during sessions. Apparently his
I'd be
patients have-
pissed.
I'd be so mad. That'd be
Yeah.
so annoying.
The least you can do is stay awake.
That's how you make somebody who's depressed even more depressed.
Yeah.
You kind of hope, maybe. Yeah, but apparently not.
I can't even keep my attention to a therapist.
Well, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we're talking about some of the coronavirus stuff, vaccines and the like. And in just a couple of minutes, I told you that the penny may go bye-bye. But there are a lot of things when it comes to fast food restaurants that may go bye-bye as well. An interesting list of how fast food could change forever.
Forever?
Forever?
Will Jaybird be able to take this list?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Where's my whiskey?
Free refills? Ooh.
What?
Oh, man. Uh-oh.
What?
Okay. I'll drop the bad news bomb on the bird next.
This is 97.9 WRMF, Palm Beach.
Sounds about right, though. 75% of people surveyed said that they fear that life will never return to what was once, quote unquote, normal in America. How about that?
Yeah, I can see why people think that right now because we're in the thick of it. But
Yeah.
if this vaccine turns out to, do what they hope it does, there may be days where we get back to the old us. It's way too early to call it yet.
I think that the world will forever look different. I think there's going to be some changes that will be made. And I hope that those changes are for the better, not for the worse. They're going, oh, man, life just isn't what it was before the pandemic. Hopefully, like we.
Your sad, down and out voice is great.
Droopy dog.
Yeah, hopefully we emerge from this and say, okay, we learned a few things. We're all better off because of it. And we changed some things that really honestly should have been changed anyway. What were we doing?
I like what you're talking about, Positive K, until you talk about things like there's no more free refills. What the hell does that mean?
Well, I know, and people were losing. Why are people so attached to the penny? People are losing their mind because I was saying that the penny might disappear with the pandemic. That might be one of the changes, and people are losing their marbles.
They don't like
me.
change, man.
Don't yell at me. I'm not taking away your pennies.
I mean, I can't use the penny in any vending, any gumball.
I've always hated pennies. I don't get it, but some people are really attached to them.
Well, back in the 80s, you could use a penny to get some gum, but they don't do that no more. They killed the penny.
Yeah, don't be mad at us. Inflation killed the penny.
So what is going to change? One of the biggest things you're going to notice is going to be at restaurants, fast food places. If you love food and if you love eating out, you want to pay attention.
I'm all ears.
I was going to say, this guy's, for once, he's hanging on every word.
He's actually listening.
Locked and loaded.
How does this feel, Kevin? You're doing the show and he's plugged
If
in.
every topic were food, that's how, yeah.
I agree. I think we should go to a food-based show.
I've narrowed down some of the changes. They say ways that fast food / restaurants could change forever. One is large menus. You're already starting to see that. Taco Bell just did it to you. Simplifying and streamlining menus has been one of the main survival strategies for a lot of these restaurants during the pandemic, and they say that may stay.
Less items means cost cutting for them.
Yeah.
And they're already trying to figure out how to survive on this tiny profit margin situation.
Change number 1. Hate it.
Change number 2, reusable menus. The move will be to single-use paper menus.
I love that.
That whole dirty, you get a sticky menu, that will be a thing of the past. It's either going to be single-use paper menus that you throw away, or they'll do QR codes, where you would just do the QR code, the menu pops up on your phone. You're not going to be grabbing what somebody else has already touched.
Love it.
A lot of these you're going to notice are getting rid of multi-touch experiences inside of restaurants. Where before you would paw all over it, and then somebody a minute later paws all over it, and then somebody else paws all over it. Pretty much you do that list, those kind of things are going to disappear from restaurants. Jaybird looks concerned now.
I'm just absorbing. I'm absorbing what you're saying. I don't hate that one.
Okay. I will stay on that thread real quick, because what you're going to be talking about is going to be table condiments. Those kind of things are going to start disappearing. They say more than 15,000 Burger King, Popeyes, and Tim Hortons locations all across North America have already moved. Some things like that you're seeing, like the table condiments. They say that, you would just get like a small packet, and that would be by request. You would ask your server, be like, hey, can you go on ahead and get me like some hot sauce, some this, that. They would bring you a single-use packet. The ketchup bottles that you already talked about were gross anyway, Jaybird. You knew that. Those kind of things will be disappearing from tables.
Yeah, like the ketchup bar or the sauce bar, or like at Starbucks where you walk up and you put that jug that everybody else has touched in your hand and you pour the half and half. Like, I think this is good because I don't like self-serve on that stuff anyway. I want them to add it to my coffee. I want them to do it back there so I don't have to worry about it, because my kid's gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna take my eye off the jug and I'm gonna spill milk everywhere.
I've always been skeeved out by ketchup on a table, and I told you all about that one kid.
Yeah, and you should have been. You were right. We were right pre-pandemic to say this is germy and nasty. What are we doing? It's gross. Like, we should stop doing this, and I think it is going to stop.
Well, because some restaurants, they'll leave, when the ketchup gets the
skin.
The ketchup skin.
It's too gross.
It's gross.
Yeah.
People,
what are we doing?
The one kid was drinking it out of the bottle.
Yeah, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Those
now,
kind of things.
In this day and time, you can throat punch that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that change.
Okay. You may not like this. That would also mean the sauce dispensers. Do you have a favorite little taco place that has maybe 10 or 20 different hot sauces for you to use the pump into the cup?
Now you're hitting me where it hurts.
Yeah.
Tijuana Flats has that. Lime.
Pollo Tropical has that.
Yeah.
It's got to go away because people are gross and you can't be sharing anymore.
Here's where a lot of this is going to change, and what they might do, but it requires an extra employee and more overhead and cost, is you're talking about, with a lot of these things, sauce dispensers, having an employee that would pump it for you, so it's a one-touch, it's a sanitized situation. But you're talking about doing that not only with your sauce dispensers, Jaybird, you might want to brace yourself. You're talking about doing this with your fountain drinks, the free refills. That may stay, but you're not going to be serving it yourself, doing that whole, what was it, the Monster or whatever, where the kids get a little bit of everything.
Yes, they have those I know they have them in BurgerFi now, where it's a Coca-Cola machine, and the machine literally has like 3,000 different choice combinations of every drink under the sun.
Yeah. Self-serve soda fountains are probably going to be gone after the pandemic.
I get it.
Yeah.
I hate it. But I think something came out of what you just said. The person you can hire a sauce sergeant. They guard the sauce. You pay them a good salary, though. That's a very important gig. The sauce sergeant.
That's it. But can a lot of restaurants afford a sauce sergeant? And would they say, you know what, it's not worth the added cost? I mean, the sauces we have, is that bringing in more than what we're going to pay a sauce sergeant?
Why can't I just tell them when I'm ordering it that I want the green sauce and they put it on as they're making it?
I will tell you, on the sauces, part of the fun is trying the different ones and then finding exactly the one you like.
There's Fat Kevin. Thank you.
And Skinny Kev eats a hot sauce. And so I do still love the hot sauce. And I will tell you, it does take a little bit of the experience away for that reason.
Yeah, but sauce sergeant, you give him full bennies. It's an important gig.
I hear you, but you're just going to have to go with what you know and what you love. And you just tell them, add the Cholula. You know you love it.
You are speaking like a rookie over here. Always make sure you get side sauce because you don't know who's putting it on and whether they're going to put it on or not.
If they have little sauce cups they can add that are already prepackaged, get a few of those. Pay extra. I know you would.
Damn. Tequesta's made you sauce ignorant.
So you're seeing salad bars, same thing, and buffets. You're not going to have that give yourself endless helpings. You're going to have cafeteria-style food lines.
As long as they don't care about you going up 4 or 5 times for more banana pudding and they're not going to eyeball me because I want a fit helping, then we're cool.
You can't go up, is what he's saying. They're going to
Well, they're going to serve it. You come up there and they serve it for you.
Yeah,
They do
cafeteria
it.
style.
They do it.
Yeah, I know what he's saying. Dog, I'm paying attention.
I can tell you're locked in on this.
I'm
For
taking
once.
notes.
I know. When does this ever happen?
Taking notes.
Yeah. Look out all day breakfast. They say that is one of the big food changes that may disappear during the pandemic. Breakfast sales have been hit hard. In fact, more than any other fast food category because a lot of people aren't commuting in the morning. And so they've got rid of that. I know McDonald's got rid of their all day breakfast. And they say you may not see that return post-pandemic.
I hate it.
Certain menu items, the Taco Bell changes, kind of like the KFC potato wedges, Subway's rotisserie chicken and roast beef subs, McDonald's salads, those menu items.
Oh no,
those
McDonald's, don't take away the salads.
Yeah.
No.
He don't care about no salad.
Yeah.
Mixed salad.
They say that another way fast food could change forever, crowded pickup areas. You know how you have 10 people waiting for their food to come up? They say most restaurants are eliminating those crowds, using pickup windows or drive-thrus. They don't want people congregating all together and food sitting out with people breathing all over it, which, again, I'm all for this.
Yeah, that's just smart.
Pre-cut lemons and limes. Already it was a cesspool of germs anyway. They're going to get rid of those, likely, post-pandemic. Play areas at McDonald's. Don't tell that little girl who was crying about it the other day. Too many germs.
Yeah, it might not be coming back. What about the Chick-fil-A one, too? They got one, and a lot of theirs is inside.
It is, yeah. It may go away.
I bet bye-bye, bar nuts.
Yeah, those things and the gross mints.
Bar nuts have been gross for 20 years.
And
And if you've eaten them in the last 20 years, you really need to have a look at yourself.
And this is what's it. We're looking at a lot of things. The pandemic is forcing us to look at things and be like, well, why do we have that around anyway? I mean, we knew it was a cesspool of germs. Why do we keep this around?
When I first started drinking, I know I was eating some bar nuts.
I know you were.
I think
I was too.
Yeah, we are eating bar nuts.
It was stupid. It was so ridiculous. Now we know better.
Paying with cash is one of those things that could be going away. You're going to see a lot more easy-to-use contactless payment methods, whether through either the app at the store or a third-party app. It's meaning handling less cash and passing back and forth less germs.
I saw somebody on my Facebook, though, ranting about getting rid of cash. They're like, this is how the government's going to track everything you do.
Yeah.
Every transaction you make's going to be monitored and controlled.
People rant on your social media?
Oh, my gosh.
Even through a privatized company?
They think that it's going to leave a paper trail that the government has access to and therefore can control anything they want.
Yeah.
And the Russians know about TikTok.
Yeah. It's going to be harder after you murder somebody and you go on the road and you don't want to be tracked down.
True.
Yeah.
It's becoming
It
tougher.
leaves a paper trail.
It's becoming tougher to be a murderer.
Yeah, it is going to
Which is a good thing.
And the other way that fast food could change forever, just gone. You could see just a lot of fast food restaurants closing permanently from different brands like Starbucks, Dunkin', McDonald's, Red Robin, Wendy's, Pizza Hut, Shake Shack. They're all announcing restaurants closing here in the next year.
We'll never see a day where there's no fast food. Mark my word on that.
Not saying it's going away, just saying that you'll see less stores from some of those brands.
I feel like I will die, and there'll still be McNuggets going down. I'll be, even if I lived in my 90s, I think McNuggets will be around.
Not going anywhere, huh?
I don't think so.
I don't think you'll make it at 90.
I know I'm not.
Dude, you live hard.
Dog, you live harder. You got a lot of nerve, but you're a witch, so you'll live till 300.
Good news, though. More Duffy's locations opening up today. So they're starting to slowly crack the doors open.
Is Duffy's just a Florida restaurant?
I believe so, yeah. I think they're mainly South Florida, and they got some in the Tampa area, about 9 restaurants, Orlando, Tampa.
Okay.
I think I ask that every time and forget every time.
It's impressive, though.
Consistency.
Coming up here, would you be mad if your husband got a vasectomy and didn't tell you? One husband did. We'll talk to the wife next.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, how mad would you be if your husband went off and got a vasectomy without you knowing? Mandy goes out of town with her 2 boys, and he goes and gets a vasectomy a couple years ago. Now the pandemic has slowed life down. She's like, hey, I've always wanted a girl. Let's maybe try for that. He's like, sorry, I got a vasectomy. Can't do it. And she's like, wait, what? Like, you didn't think like it was important to let me know? Why would you do this when I went out of town? Like, this is, she's just really trying to wrestle with where she needs to be on this mentally. Kind of crazy because maybe this isn't so unique. Somebody texted in and said, one of my friends did the same thing. Waited for his wife to go out of town for a week and then got a vasectomy. And then didn't tell her when she got back, and she found out a few years later. So,
Oh, same thing.
yeah. Now, the motives as to why you would do this and keep it so secretive, maybe you just didn't want the hassle of having the fight. But there's another one that a lot of people are saying, I think he's cheating.
Oh, that's a whole nother wrinkle. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, the chance that he get a snip so he could cheat without the consequences. He wouldn't have to worry about a surprise child with a mistress. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to process here.
It is.
The thoughts on this, too, on both sides of it from Andy. One person texted in and said, why would you force him to do something that he clearly does not want to do? The marriage is going to be consumed with the resentment on both sides, and God forbid a child comes from this and then is felt like it's unwanted. Some people maybe, they just don't know what they want. Once our baby girl's here and he looks into her eyes, he'll fall madly in love. I know more of what my husband wants than my husband knows.
What do you think hurts more, vasectomy or getting your tonsils taken out?
Why don't you do them both?
I've had the tonsils taken out.
Let's do a vasectomy.
Well, you never know. I might want a kid when I'm in my 60s. I'm running out of time.
Yes. When it's 12, it can give you sponge baths.
The clock is ticking on the bird.
It really is ticking. It's biological clock, Virginia. Might just,
Well, you're not like a girl, you don't have eggs that expire. You dudes can get it, make it happen till they're in their 70s. So
Okay.
I hear you.
You're good.
keep hope alive.
Yeah. But a lot of people say that in a healthy marriage, this is a decision you make together. There's something unhealthy with what is going on in Mandy's marriage.
Yes.
That he would make that decision. So I'd hate to jump to the cheating conclusion, but
Let's do it anyway.
It's fun.
yeah. And another thought, somebody said, is she 100% sure he actually got it? Maybe he just doesn't want kids, and this is his way of saying it. Did he really go get a vasectomy? A lot of questions.
It's layered.
Yeah, so that's a couple thoughts for you, Mandy. Added stuff. If you ever got anything you want to run past the KVJ show, you can let us know. Just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
A lot of people sounded off on Mandy's conversation we had where her husband went out and got a vasectomy and did not tell her about it. Years later, she wants a baby girl with the lull during the pandemic, and he's like, sorry, I got a vasectomy. She's not real happy. Some of the thoughts here. Somebody said my cousin's best friend's husband got a vasectomy without her knowledge. Of course, being a man, he didn't pay attention to the doctor's instructions, so he had sex before he was supposed to, and he didn't tell her about the vasectomy until she told him that she was pregnant. Haha, karma.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was twists and turns.
So
Plot
he
twist.
thought he was just going to get a free.
Yeah, free
Free
and easy.
ride.
Just let it go, baby.
My man, there ain't nothing free in this world.
Yeah.
So if you start having sex too soon after a vasectomy, you make it not work.
It's kind of making it Does it hurt, I wonder?
Stop touching your balls.
I'm not touching my nards.
I can see you
No,
over there.
I'm protecting them as I talk in this conversation.
What a hand movement.
Thought for Mandy, too. No guarantee you're going to get a girl. You could just have another boy. Do you want that as well? That is a good
a lot
thought.
of boys.
Yeah. And Cindy said, my husband got a vasectomy before he divorced his ex. I don't have my own children, and he would have reversed for me. At the time, we thought my stepdaughter would be just like mine. For many reasons that blended families understand, it did not turn out that way, sadly.
Aww.
Now I'm too old. Lesson here is do what your gut tells you. My gut told me to have my own child. I ignored it. Don't ignore it. But yeah, she's got 2 of her own already. So, I mean, how many more do you need? I guess that's the ultimate question. How many more do you need, Virginia? Do you need any more?
No.
I don't need any more either. Yeah. How many more do you need?
2 is perfect. I'm
Right.
done.
All right, Jay Bird, let's wrap up our show with your thought, my friend.
Thank you, Positive K. Fear has 2 meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise.
Ah.
The choice is yours.
Okay. I like it.
The best variety from the 2000s, 10s, and today, and you're home for the KVJ Show.